What's going on? It's your boy Sheev, the Wise, and welcome back to Vader's Lair. We are 2 days away from Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and I am hyped for this game. I gotta tell you guys, I didn't realize how hyped I was for this game until the closer and closer that we got to it, and now that we're just 2 days away, I'm so freaking hyped. Let's get it going. Let's get into the lair and let's talk about everything you need to know for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Let's do it. Welcome back, everyone. Oop, gotta get that text out of there. If you guys haven't been watching our Star Wars Rebels rewatches yet, what you doing with your life, man? Star Wars Rebels is a must-watch before Star Wars Ahsoka, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about some Jedi Survivor. So, everything you need to know about Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Let's start from the top. Well, if you haven't played the first game, you might want to do that. It sounds like from a lot of the people that have had early access to this game, you're definitely going to want to have played the first game to at least familiarize yourself with the characters and the world that they're kind of in at this time period in Star Wars. There's a lot going on. And it's definitely a fun time period, you know what I mean? So Cal Kestus in the first game, just to give a brief kind of overview of where we are in the second game, he is a survivor of Order 66 about, I think, 5-6 years after Order 66, and at that time period he basically is a scrapper on this planet called Bracca, and he's basically dismantling ships that were part of the Clone Wars. And at that time he ends up getting into a scuffle with an Inquisitor. Things go sideways for him, and he gets brought into this mission to basically search for a Jedi holocron that basically had a list of Force-sensitive children, and at the end of the game, Cal Kestis saves that holocron from the Inquisitors, from their Fortress Inquisitorius that we see in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, which is originally from that game. And that's when Cal Kestis decides to do something that I don't think anybody saw coming, and he destroys the holocron with a list of Force sensitives. And instead of choosing to become the most important person in the galaxy that's chosen to rebuild the Jedi Order, he chooses a different thing and, lets the Force decide what's going to happen with those kids and what's going to happen with the future of the Jedi Order. And that leads us to the second game, because at the end of that first game, we had our whole Mantis crew, Grease, Seer, and of course our favorites, Night Sister Mirren was there as well. The whole crew was together, and it seems like at the beginning of Jedi Fallen Order, they're gonna be apart. They're all gonna be kind of separated at this time period, and that gets explained basically in the book, basically in between the first Jedi Fallen Order game and now Jedi Survivor, which is titled Jedi Battle Scars. And in that book, the Mantis crew ends up getting into a scuffle with an Inquisitor once again. It happens a lot for Jedi at this time period. And what happens during that scuffle is that Grease ends up losing one of his arms. And if you'll see in the trailers, because we're going to watch that final gameplay trailer again, well, you'll see in that trailer that Grease does have kind of a robotic arm to replace the one that was, destroyed or chopped off by an Inquisitor. And that basically separated the Mantis crew from that point. They kind of took different paths. And Cal at this time in the Jedi Survivor game is really trying to, I guess, take on the Empire still. He feels like he still has an obligation as a surviving Jedi to fight against them, to fight the good fight. And so you're basically picking off right from the last game with all the same kind of Force abilities, all the same saber techniques, and there's even more saber techniques, which I am super excited for in this game. I believe there's up to 5 techniques, or 5 stances, I guess you could say, in this game, which I am hyped for. And basically, Cal Kestis is going to, at this time period, help the Resistance. He might end up fighting some bandits or, pirates like we see with Hondo during the Clone Wars and everything. Maybe even some hidden characters, or, some High Republic hidden characters, I guess you could say, from what we've seen in the trailer so far. even a Gundai, which it looks like I forget his name now. This guy is basically from the Targovsky Clone Wars series, and his species are basically like these, not tentacle, but like tendril, like, I don't know, like, they're almost unkillable. That's what I'm trying to say. They can't be destroyed by a lightsaber. A lightsaber basically can cut them, and they just regrow together. They're crazy, and it's going to be insane trying to be Cal Kestis and fighting these guys. I can't wait. I hope you're all having a good time, by the way. Welcome in everybody in the chat. It's good to see you all. Sabersmith, Darth Kev, MYKKI, and T-Man Does Games. Welcome into the chat too. Timothy! Hope you're doing well, my dude. And shout out to you, the GOAT. How was everyone's day? I hope you're all doing well. Let's go, Sabersmith. I am so excited, man. I got hyped. I was diving into all the aspects of this game, and we'll get into some more of it. I'll even throw up some gameplay footage to kind of get us excited for it here in the background, just so we can have something on while we talk about it. But let's get into the chat. Tell me how excited you guys are for Jedi Survivor. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Welcome in. There's a lot to talk about with this game. So the main focus to basically talk about here with this game is the fact that it's bigger. It's going to be a lot bigger, and basically everything that you've seen in the first game, it just, it compiles on top of that. There's a lot more customization. There's a lot more saber stances and abilities with that. There's going to be some cool new force abilities too, and it really is going to unleash this badass side of Cal Kestis that we see here. I'll try not to show too much of this footage because there could be some stuff, and this is the IGN review, but it looks like a fantastic freaking game. I've been staying away from all the spoilers. I know it's definitely going to be a good game though, and it looks like it's going to be even a better version of what Jedi Fallen Order brought to the table, while kind of compounding on what that one did bring to the table. It's easily one of the best Star Wars games in my opinion, that being Jedi Fallen Order. So I imagine Jedi Survivor not only has a lot to live up to, but is definitely going to be able to live up to that hype, I think. So I'm excited for it. Tickle that like, please do it. Alright, let's get into the final trailer again and watch this, as we can talk a little bit more about what is going on in this game, because I honestly don't know too much about what's going on in this game. Obviously, like I said, the Mantis crew has separated at this point. Cal Kestis is flying the Mantis himself, and it looks like a good time. The free ads, oh no. So here we go with the trailer. Let me go back to the beginning and put some audio up. Desktop audio. And let's do it. Hopefully this isn't super loud.
You were only a child when they sent you off to war.
The ad, I know, Tim.
Look at you. The weight of a galaxy on your shoulders.
Let's go. Seer looks badass in this game too. The music, I know. I gotta turn it.
Didn't I tell you to be more careful about who you scan?
There you go. It looks so clean too. So I've heard there is a little bit of performance issues, but not really that big of a deal. There's supposed to be a patch on the release dates, which is technically tomorrow night. I believe it comes out 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. Eastern on Friday, basically, which would be 9 p.m. Pacific time. Adjust accordingly around the world. It releases at the same time everywhere.
They will always be against us.
Whew, this game looks hot, and it's hot in my room. Welcome in, Leia Rose. I hope you're doing well. Oh, the Gundai. I should put the closed captions on. Oh, you ain't beating him.
But I can tell you
Droideka!
if there is any hope of surviving,
Master, destroyers.
we must stand against the darkness.
Okay, so that was one of the new abilities that's going to be a part of this game. Jedi Survivor. So let's get into a little article on StarWars.com here that is, I'll kind of just talk about it with you guys, but let me bring it up and I'll play the trailer again in the background. So, this article is a article. Hold on, where'd it go? This article is on StarWars.com and it is from Star Wars Celebration. I don't know if we went over it already, but it's basically Stig Asseman's breakdown of Jedi Survivor's final trailer exclusive. And basically, the director of the game talks a lot about what we can expect for it. And it says, StarWars.com says to start, the game is just weeks away now, days away from launch. I'm curious how you're feeling right now. And he said things are going great. The team is super excited for what they're going to share with the studio and their partners. It's so much blood and sweat have really gone into it over the last several years. I believe that they've been working on it for 3 years now, and they're just wrapping it up. So it really is a special time for everybody that's worked on the game, and that's pretty cool to hear. StarWars.com then asked if the final gameplay trailer will have debuted at Celebration simultaneously with the interview. And there's a lot going on in it. I just wanted to see some of the bigger moments and say, maybe you can offer your insight into what we're seeing or things that you remember from making the game. And so he says, first, Cere's narration and mentoring of Cal is the first thing he kind of wants to ask him. And Stig basically said, the director said, obviously the relationship is important. It's critical. That's why we decide to see it through the lens of Cere's narration in the trailer, her perspective. And we're giving that kind of a hint, a sense to how the relationship has shifted and grown over the 5-year gap since the last game. Clearly, she's proud of who Cal has become and what he's become since Jedi Fallen Order. There's this parent level of concern, though, that she has, and no free ads! Oh, no. Get out of here. Alright, let's play that again. Where was I? It was a big deal for them, though, and she's definitely going to be there and going to be looking out for Cal. Cere Junda is. There's only so much she can do to protect him, though, especially because in that trailer she says, or in one of the trailers she says, basically he's been making himself the Empire's most wanted. So Cal's definitely been up to a lot these last 5 years, and he's been kicking some butt. I believe there's even going to be a few Force abilities that he's going to have from the get-go. And one thing that I did find out from the gameplay today, there is going to be 5 stances. So there's going to be the single blade, double blade, so the Darth Maul. There's going to be a dual wield, so separating the 2 sabers and having 2 different sabers, kind of compounding on what they did in the last game, or adding on from what they did in the last game, where you could do that for like 1 or 2 slashes kind of thing. Now it's a full like stance, and it looks badass in these trailers. And then there's also going to be the crossguard hilt, like Kylo Ren. Apparently that's going to be one of the strongest stances that you can have. It's going to be one of the slowest, though, as well, but it is going to be doing the most damage per hit. It looks like a really cool stance, and I'm excited to check that one out. And then one of my favorite ones that they're adding into this game is a blaster stance, where you're going to be able to shoot a couple of shots and also use your lightsaber. It's going to be kind of similar to what you see with Kanan Jarrus using Ezra's lightsaber in Star Wars Rebels, where Ezra has the kind of gun saber where it can be a lightsaber, or then he can also shoot. So it's going to be something like that to give you a little bit more of a ranged attack against your enemies, and I am super excited to see what that's all about when we get to it. Of course, we are going to be playing tomorrow night around at 9 p.m. when the game drops. I am super excited. I believe that's when it's going to be dropping for me, at least. So definitely stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing a giveaway for the game this coming weekend for a channel member. A lucky channel member is going to be winning a copy of Jedi Survivor. So if you want to be a channel member and have a chance to win the game, make sure to do it before Saturday, because Saturday we're going to be doing a members only live stream while we're playing this game and everything, and we're going to be talking about the game and hanging out a little bit and giving away a copy of Jedi Survivor. So if you want to become a channel member, you can find a link down in the description below. Much love to everybody in the chat, though, and to all of you that are already channel members. How we feeling about this game coming out tomorrow night? Let me see the hype in the chat. Good to see you, Lord Vito, Timothy, Lair, Rose, Don Clatterman. It's good to have you all here. Theory. What's a theory? I have theories. I have theories about this game. So that is, real quick in the background there, this is one of the cool new features of this game, or mechanics of this game, is that you're going to have a companion mode, I guess, or a companion tactic where you can use your teammates, or Marin, one of the new characters, BD1 it seems like as well, to kind of help you fight against your enemies. And this Gundai dude looks like a crazy boss, man. I don't know how we're going to be able to beat him with Cal Kestis' lightsaber. It's going to be a rough time. I'm definitely excited for this game, though. The hype is real. I look forward to watching you guys play. Interesting to see where the story goes. Me too, man. Kylie says, I wish I could play, but I don't have a PS5. No. Yes, so that was one of the things I found out today. It is going to be coming out on next-gen consoles only. That's not what I found out today, but it is going to only be on next-gen consoles or PC. So tough luck for anybody that maybe doesn't have them, and hope you guys can at least enjoy the playthrough. If you guys want to watch me play through it, it's going to be definitely a fun time. I'm definitely gonna play the hell out of it and play through the whole thing here on the channel. So even if you don't have a system, you definitely can see what it's all about over here. Aaron Tomato says, I look forward to watching you guys play. Interested to see where the story goes. I read that one, but it is interesting indeed. I do think that we're gonna stay a little bit more away from the Empire in this one, I guess you could say. So that is something that is going to be different, like to the story. Like, I'm not sure exactly where it's going to go. We do have this trailer from back early. I think this is even from last Star Wars Celebration, where we get the dude in the back to tank. There's this like Powan senator. It looks like the crash for the ship, the Mantis, of course. So there's a lot of stuff going on all of these trailers. The game is supposed to be absolutely massive too. I heard it's going to be like 155 gigabytes, which is just absolutely ridiculous, to be honest. But I'm excited to see what it's all about. You know what I mean? The first planet is supposed to take up a couple of hours. It's supposed to be like a whole like 17-hour, 20-hour experience for the story, with multiples of hours of gameplay left after you even finish the story, depending on how much you don't complete during the regular game. So there's a lot going on in this game. It's a bigger and better version of the first game, it seems like, and it is super exciting, especially with it being on next-gen consoles. It does look absolutely beautiful. So on that note, again, I heard there is slight performance issues. Not too bad on PlayStation 5. It seems like it's almost geared towards that to be a PlayStation 5 game. But for PCs, I did hear there is some frame rate drops, some other mechanical issues that might need fixing. However, there is going to be a patch, like I said already, so that could fix whatever's going on with it, and I hope it does, because I'm going to be playing on PC. There is 3 versions of this game as well. There's like the standard edition, the deluxe edition, where if you like pre-order it, you end up getting like a Jedi robe, or like a Obi-Wan robe. That's so cool. You end up getting Luke Skywalker's like, you know, yellow shirt thing that he wears at the end of A New Hope. Han Solo's shirt that he has at the end of A New Hope too, I think. There's a lot of cool stuff that comes with the deluxe edition, and then there's the collector's edition, which is the one that I bought. And the collector's edition comes with this like box, basically, that Cal Kestis is supposed to have in the game, where he keeps his lightsaber, and it's supposed to have a little holder that comes with a replica from like Disney's, like, it's the same version as this saber, and it's basically going to be like the Galaxy's Edge version of the saber, where you're gonna need a hilt, or, you know, the lightsaber portion of it if you don't have one already. But that is going to be coming in the mail. I was hoping it would come on the day of, so tomorrow night, or I guess the day after, on Friday. But it looks like the shipment is coming in on Monday. So I'm gonna have to get it on PC. Hopefully there's no, performance issues for me. Gosh, Cal looks like he's gonna be freaking epic in this game. Alright, Dawn, I hope you enjoyed dinner. She says, I have a PS2, never been opened. Say what? Yo. Do yourself a favor, Dawn, and buy yourself the OG Battlefront 2 for PS2. Greatest game ever. Greatest game ever. Do it. Yes, you must. PS5. Yes, indeed. PS5 is going to be the main console, I think, for this. I forget what the Xbox thing is called now. Is it Xbox One, or is that the old version of the console? I don't remember. I will have to get it on PC though, and then I will have it on PS5. If I do have any issues with the the PC version when I play, which I don't think I should. My computer's pretty new. It's pretty strong, I think. We'll see. But I don't think I'll have any issues with the PC, but I am getting the PS5 version. And of course, we're going to be given a copy of the game away as well. Xbox Series X/S. Okay, thank you. That's right. There's two next gen Xbox consoles. Thank you, Tim. Thank you in the chat. The gun dye looks so sick. Okay, I do kind of want to watch some of the stuff, the customization, because there's some cool stuff that you could do. It looks like there's kind of Clone Wars armor. I don't know. I want to see some of it. It looks so freaking cool, man. There's going to be different lightsaber colors too. So potential spoilers for something in the game. If you don't want to see any customization spoilers, now is your time to look away. That's cool. So you can customize the blaster as well. You can customize the hell out of BD1 in this game. You can customize the heck out of Cal Kestus. You might even be able to change his hair color. I honestly don't know. Don't take my word for that. But I did see a bunch of different customization abilities of Cal Kestus's look and face and different things. So I'm excited to see how deep this customization ability can actually go. Here you see the crossguard hilt. That's so sick. Jaro Tapal. No dark mode. Rest in peace, eyes. No, stay away. Whoops. So it does look a lot like the last kind of game. It almost expands on that game. It seems like in every single way. Even with the lightsaber colors here, having white as an option, it would be really cool if that's part of the story, where at some point Cal Kestis ends up taking an Inquisitor's crystal and ends up purifying it there, that you see the white. See how customized that saber looked? That's so cool. And then of course there's the loading screen, which is going to be Coruscant. I saw that on Twitter. That looks absolutely gorgeous. Cal Kestis looks really customized there. Definitely cool that you can change his whole look up, change the color of everything he's wearing. Some armor, it looks like there. Maybe even some Beskar armor might be available. That would be so sick. I don't know if that's going to be the full capabilities of it, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what they can actually do in this game. Now you see a really bulked up looking Cal Kestis, almost in a Boba Fett Clone Wars armor. That's so freaking cool to me. I'm hyped for this game, man. I am truly excited. I don't know about you guys. I know it kind of sucks for those of you that don't have the next gen consoles or a PC to play it on, and I understand. And I hope that you can get it one day, and I hope you enjoy watching other people play, or just waiting until you do, because I do think this is going to be one of the games of the year, up there with Hogwarts and some of the other stuff that maybe is coming out this year. But I'm so excited for this, man. It looks absolutely epic. Brandon Trent says, hope Ravis boss is a challenge when we fight him. Yes, Ravis is supposed to be the Gundai character that we see, the one that is almost unkillable by a lightsaber, that is. There's a photo mode too. Yes, I did see that, Kylie. There is a really cool photo mode, and I think I liked or retweeted that on Twitter, because there is a picture that somebody posted of them with a Rancor, or about to fight a Rancor. I believe that one of the abilities that you can unlock in this game is going to be a animal taming I guess beast control, which is a force ability. So that's something that's really cool. I wonder if you're going to be able to do that with rancors or different creatures like that, or all of the creatures in the game, depending on how much you maybe customize it, because I do know there is a lot of force tree abilities like there was in the last game, but almost over double what they did in the first one. There was like 34 I think in the first game of the force tree abilities. There's going to be like 72 or something in this one. So there is so much more stuff going on in this game. It looks epic. I hope that Ravis is a challenge though to Brandon Tran, and I'm excited to see a Gundai in canon and to see what he can actually do. What's the full capability. I've heard there's some epic boss fights. Some people say the boss fights are a lot like the first game, which I think they're trying to keep a lot of what we knew and loved in the first game and kind of add on to that. So there is going to be a lot of stuff in this game that is going to feel a lot of the same. I've heard the planets there's going to be just about as many planets in this one. I don't know the full list of planets that we're going to be able to go to, but the fact that Coruscant is confirmed to be in the game is super exciting, even if it is just for a little bit, or depending on however long that ends up being. I am super excited to see where the story of this goes, though. Let me know if you guys got any questions or things that you want to know in the chat. It is super exciting to be getting into this, and I am hyped for it. I'm definitely thinking of playing through Jedi Fallen Order as much as I can too before it comes out. Even now I'm debating maybe I should pull it up. There's really not too much more to talk about though. If you haven't seen any of the gameplay of Fallen Order already, we do have a full playlist with our entire playthrough, which is 17 some odd hours of us playing through that game. So if you want to check that out, it is on the channel. You can see us play through it. We like to call it Jedi Falling Order, which I do hope in this game that they fix that, because you fall a lot in Jedi Fallen Order. It happens all the time. It's part of the fun though, so if they did keep it in Jedi Survivor, I'm here for it. I'm gonna be falling left and right. I do know that the abilities are the difficulty is going to be the same as the first game, and I don't know if we're going to do a Jedi Master difficulty playthrough right off the bat. That might be too much for me to go through. Gunslinger, it's good to see you in the chat, my dude. I hope you're doing well today as well. Hello there. Alright, what else do we have? In terms of Jedi Survivor, there was some... Okay. Here, let's change up the topic, because we can get into some more Jedi Survivor here in a sec. And thank you, Tim, for throwing in our Jedi Fallen Order playlist. If you guys haven't seen that or haven't seen any of that game, go check it out. It's a really cool game. It's a fun playthrough that we'd had, so go check it out. Go check out the playlist. And good to hear, Gunslinger. I'm glad you're doing great. So, there was a thing that came out the other day of Tamura Morrison at a con, basically talking about in an interview how he thought he was going to get the call for The Mandalorian Season 3. He never did. He was home in New Zealand hoping that he would. Never heard anything, and he felt like, it was kind of uncool that Mando got a couple of episodes in his season. And from his words, it sounded like he said, ruin, his character show. And basically talked about how he hoped, or he just felt wronged because he wanted to be in that show after seeing Mando come in for a couple of episodes in his, I think. And first, I want to say, I totally want to see Boba Fett again too, and I feel bad for Tim because I understand as a person that kind of works in that industry, you want to get as much work as you can, especially doing Star Wars stuff. The more seasons, the better. The more shows that you're brought into, the better for you and your career and everything. Having him back in Boba Fett or in the Mandalorian Season 3 is something I think a lot of us wanted to see. I don't think he's necessarily going about it the right way. However, I get it. Express yourself, my dude. You know what I mean? It sucks to not get the call. It does. And it sucks for a lot of us because we wanted to see Boba Fett in Season 3. So, From that, though, I do want to say, on an optimistic side, I think Tim just needs to be patient. I think a lot of us need to be patient because he might not have been involved in the storyline for season 3. When you think about it, it was kind of a story about the Mandalorians, and while yes, Boba Fett technically is a Mandalorian and could definitely have been brought into the series at some point, I think it makes sense the way they did it, having Bo-Katan be kind of a center character along with Din Djarin and Grogu, to not bring him in exactly yet. But down the line, I think it's a no-brainer that his story's going to get told. I hope it does. You know what I mean? I hope to God there's a Book of Boba season 2. I've been saying since before Celebration I wanted a Book of Boba season 2. So don't hear what I'm not saying. I want a Book of Boba season 2. I think it's going to happen. I think that he's going to be in maybe the future of the Mandalorian, whether that's season 4, Ahsoka, whenever. I think he's coming again at some point. And I don't necessarily think they did anything wrong with this character, because I love the Book of Boba Fett, and I think that show was great. And on that aspect, I disagree with Tamara saying that Mando ruined it, because no, he did. No, he did. I love the Book of Boba Fett, man. So I hope that Tim does get a call in the future for, you know, whether it's Book of Boba season 2, The Mandalorian season 3. Maybe he didn't get a call for Ahsoka, hoping to be Rex potentially. I would love to see him, though, again, reprise some of the roles as the clones, and I hope that he does get a call once more. And hashtag bring back Boba Fett, because we want to see some more Boba, man. We do. Kylie says, did you hear about the mode about turning off the spiders for Jedi Survivor? So let's get back into the Jedi Survivor talk here a little bit. I have not heard about this. This sounds epic. For anybody that maybe doesn't like spiders, there you go. Turn it off. That sounds like an epic mode, and yeah, maybe we'll turn it off here. Gunslinger says, I love season 3. A couple episodes were not what I wanted to see exactly, but I still think the show was fun. Boba will be back. I think that Boba will be back too, and I had a blast with season 3. It was so fun to cover it with you guys here. I thought as a whole, it definitely was an awesome season of The Mandalorian. And I can't wait to see where the story goes in the future. I love this little middle story that we got. I loved seeing more of Din and Grogu. I loved having Bo-Katan's story be fleshed out. I think there's more story to be told for a lot of these characters. We are just getting to the midway point, I think, of this whole Mando verse as it is, and there's a lot of years left, like 5 or 6 years, I think, until that Dave Filoni movie that's likely going to have all of these characters in it as well. So I'm hyped for the future of the Mando verse, of Dave Filoni's movie, of everything, man. It's awesome. Endless stories to tell, to your point, Gunslinger. Hell yeah, man. So with Jedi Survivor, this is supposed to be the second game. And there is already talk of a third, which, again, this was supposed to be kind of a trilogy of game. They've talked about even more than that. But it sounds like this game's taking the story a little bit different from the, I guess, Imperial story that we know leading to A New Hope. Not that that's not going to be relevant or present in the game, because it absolutely is. But I think that it's not going to be in the same aspect as it was. And I don't think it's going to be the main aspect of the story. I don't think that the Empire is the main focus of Cal's story. And I wouldn't even be surprised if he ends up finding a home planet or another place to lay low at the end of this game. I think that the third game could be absolutely bonkers, but I would love to see Cameron Monaghan's Cal Kestis brought into live action in the future, and I don't think that they're going to do that until the games conclude. And I think that Cal Kestis isn't going to be a big part of the rebellion going forward, even though he might be a small part of it at this point in the timeline during the Kenobi show time period. He might even be a part of the path. I don't really know yet. I'm hoping he is, because that would be really cool to see. I do think that Cal Kestis is going to potentially get brought out of the storyline at some point and then maybe brought back in. I would love to see that. We got a lot going on here, though, and if you're new to the channel, I hope you are enjoying this live stream, and I hope you got a lot of information on Jedi Survivor, which again is coming out tomorrow night. It's going to be a fun time. We are going to be doing a live stream around 9 p.m. Pacific Standard, starting up with the game. I'm going to try to download it the best I can ahead of time. I'm probably going to buy it on Steam after this. And it's gonna be a fun time, man. I think I'm gonna be over at Nerd Mafia's channel tomorrow, watching a little bit of the NFL draft, hanging out with him. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll keep you guys updated in our Discord, which is the link for our Discord is in the description below. Smash that like button. What else do we have going on? Anakin Skywalker, welcome, my apprentice. Hope you're all having a great day. Again, you could go check out our Jedi Fallen Order playlist, which we have pinned to the chat as well. Might play some of that tomorrow night before the game comes out too, because Jedi Fallen Order is a damn good game, man. Thank you, Tim, for adding the Discord server into the chat. Make sure to join if you're not already in there. It's an awesome place with a bunch of Star Wars fans that you see in the chat and a bunch of other cool people in there too. It's definitely a fun place to be, though, and make sure to join to get updated for all the things going on here at Vader's Lair. So, again, we are going to be doing a gameplay kind of startup, or our playthrough startup tomorrow night, part 1 of Jedi Survivor. We're also going to be playing throughout the weekend on Saturday and Sunday, as well as a members-only live stream on Saturday, where we're going to be giving away a copy of the game, Jedi Survivor. And it's definitely going to be a hype weekend with a lot of people playing it, and I hope you guys enjoy if you are too. Let's go. Fallen Order is a great story. I hope this has a great story as well, says Sabersmith. Me flipping too. I've heard it's not as surprising potentially as the first game, as you know, there was a lot of surprising stuff that happened between Seer Junda being the master, I guess you could say, of the Inquisitor that's hunting you down the entire game, and a few other surprises in that first game. I don't know if they're going to be quite as many in this game, but I do think the story is going to potentially live up to what that first game did bring. Alright, y'all, we're probably going to get out of here in the next couple of minutes. So if you have any final questions or anything that you want to know before Jedi Survivor, this has been everything that you need to know. So again, if there's any other questions that you want to know, throw them into the chat. Puzzles be damned. Yeah, there is going to be a whole bunch of puzzles in this game. It sounds like there's not going to be as many that are integral to the story, so you can kind of skip them if you want to and go back at times. I'm sure there is going to be some that are still integral to the story, so puzzles be damned. But it should be a fun time, man. I'm sure it will be, and I'm excited for it, Sabersmith. I hope you are as well. It seems like you are. I'm excited for the customization, though. I can't wait to you know, add some different things to my Cal Kestus, work on that lightsaber. Some of the combat looks absolutely sick. It's a lot like Ghost of Tsushima, which I was hoping for a long time ago. If you guys have been with the channel for a while, you saw me playing through some Ghost of Tsushima with the different stances in that game, and I was like, they gotta do something like this in Jedi Fallen Order, man, or in the next Jedi Fallen Order game, the Jedi Survivor game. They did. And I'm excited as hell for it. It's going to be such a fun freaking game, man. I can't wait to dive into it tomorrow night. I really, really cannot. I cannot wait. I got a new controller just for this. Sabersmith, I was debating because, you know, I'm going to have to either download it on Steam or EA or, like, you know, through the Xbox store or whatever. So I'm probably going to do it on Steam. And I think that I can use my PS5 controller on there, crossing my fingers, because I think I should be able to. But I don't know. So I've been wondering if I should get an Xbox controller just for some of the Xbox games on this anyway. Because I don't think I'm very good at playing with a mouse and keyboard. You mean one of the games on the channel you never finished? True. There's a lot of games that I've never finished, but Jedi Survivor will not be one of them. But yeah. We do have a second channel called Sheev the Wise on YouTube as well, where we've played some games and never finished, like God of War Ragnarok, and I need to still. So go check out that channel. We got like 117 subscribers, so those are rookie numbers. We got to pump those up. go subscribe to the second channel. Thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. Shout out to you, Tim, for helping out in the chat and modding like the beast you are. I gotta add Ash still. Remind me. Where is the Ash Hammer? Thank you guys for hanging out with us, though, tonight. I cannot wait to dive into this game tomorrow with you all. And make sure to have a fantastic rest of your weekend. If I don't see you, or if you don't want to get spoiled for any of the Jedi Fallen Order, or Jedi Survivor stuff, I should say, then you might need to get away from the channel, because we're diving full force into it. And I cannot wait! I am so hyped! Let's go! Alright, I will see you guys in the next one. May the Force be with you guys always. Until then, in the next stream, we'll be playing some Jedi Survivor. Peace out, and may the Force be with you. Peace! The Star Wars games are a pathway to many abilities and storylines that some consider to be unnatural, Sabersmith. Or keep them for yourself. They are sacred. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your night, though. And I can't wait to play some Jedi Survivor. We'll try to play some Fallen Order, get a little hyped up. Let's get the hype going, though. Let's go!